Eh, my God.
Eh, my God.
Oh my God.
Let's get into it.
Oh my God.
Is this thing on?
This thing is on. It's on like Donkey Kong. I'm so excited to get into today's episode, which is a book club episode. Welcome back to Book Club, girls. We're back.
That's right.
Ugh.
I gotta say, is the definition of total LBR patheticness the fact that I had to buy my own book in order to reread it for this episode? Because I did. I had to pay for it.
Where was your original copy?
So all of my original copies, of which I just have one left, pretty much. I have like one row of originals, is in storage because of our mold issues, and we are in a furnished rental. We had to get all of our stuff out. So I cannot access my own books. So I had to buy my book.
Great.
$7.99. What a steal. And pay for it. So
Yeah.
I think that is like so LBR, but whatever.
But here we are today. We are talking
See, you
about
even have one. I know. Yeah.
my hard copy, which, by the way, challenge accepted. Look, I matched the book.
You did it.
So if you guys haven't listened to our episode before 2025 ended,
so
Lisi
proud
challenged
of
me
you.
to wear color one episode a month. And I said I would wear the color to match the book for book club every month. So I'm wearing a light blue cashmere sweater to match the light blue cashmere Best Friends for Never second Clique novel written by Lisi Harrison.
Wait, can I just say one thing about your sweater? I subconsciously registered you are in a color, but I didn't make the connection as to why until you held up the book, and I thought, that's a really nice color combination, only to then be reminded of my challenge for you for 2026. Way to go. Way to honor it.
Thank you so
You look
much. I
great.
really thank you. I tried to find in my brain, I was like, do I have something brown that I can pair with this light blue? And in that moment, this is something I've always known, I realized I have not one piece of brown in my entire wardrobe. Not one.
Really?
No, I don't do
I could
neutrals.
take us into a digression right now, but I feel like the color palette that we choose has to do with something about the environment we live in. Like when I lived in New York, I was all browns. And then when I moved to California, brown doesn't work here as much. It's like I switched to kind of grays for a while.
Totally.
And I felt like it had something to do with the atmosphere where I was. We're getting heady and already off topic. But there was something in the light in each city that warranted the colors that I chose. Thoughts?
Yeah. I have never worn I have not one piece of yellow. I don't do any of those colors. I don't have anything orange. I don't do yellow, orange, cream, brown. Like I don't do that family. I'm very much
my family. That's my family.
Navy.
Those are my people.
Nope.
Nope.
I do navy, any sort of blue, pink, black, and white, and that's it.
That's funny. I don't do blue.
Well, I have blue eyes. You gotta have blue. I have blue eyes.
So.
It's part of the deal. Yeah.
Yeah. We dressed for what we were given, not for what we like.
100%. And also, slight digression, but it is the Clique. We're talking fashion. Is your fashion and your taste so influenced by your mom?
Interesting. Why would
like
you
subconsciously?
ask that?
Mine is completely. My mom and I basically have like copy paste wardrobes. We wear the same outfit every single. Like we literally will show up, and I'm like, oh, that's a cute sweater. I just bought that as well. Like we do it all the time. Like we wear the same
if
clothes.
you knew my mom, my sister Carly, shout out, is dying right now that you just asked that. Like dying. My mom is and was the most wild dresser. Like the kind where like she'd show up at school and I'd be like, oh my God, why can't you just be normal? Like fringe, like crazy layers. She's got like the feathers in the hair. Like she is wild and very unconventional and like
fun. She has fun with clothes.
Very fun, like colorful wigs, the whole deal, which you and everyone who knows her is obsessed. If you're her daughters, you're like, oh my God. And obviously, like I've got more comfortable with it over the decades, but it was a challenge. What I will say is that did inform a spirit in me to not want to follow trends or be basic. Like I was always the dresser that would be more creative, that would do unconventional, weird things. That like in high school was in Last Will and Testaments was like an outfit she will never wear twice. Like I did not duplicate outfits. And I was not given money for designer clothes. Like everyone, I grew up in a very designer clothy, polo, all that shit.
This is so
I was not allowed to wear
interesting.
designer clothes.
Yeah.
So I had to get creative, and I wanted to stand out and not fit in. So I got
Right.
that from my mom, for sure.
For sure. No, and like the
But we made
creativity and the
different choices.
fun and the
Yes.
styling. Yeah, but that is it. That's enormously influential. And it's also
Yes.
enormously influential, I think, in the way that you write and the way that you write about clothes. You have the creativity instilled in you, I think, from her, even though it's like
Totally.
it might be wacky or whatever. But
Yeah.
again, she's having fun with clothes. And like I think that that's so central to Massey's entire
Yes. It was like being raised by
personality.
Betsy Johnson, like if you
Yeah.
can recall that
Of
vibe.
course. Yes.
But it did. It showed me that clothes can be costumes and an extension of your personality. They're not just there to, again, like fitting in was repulsive to me. It was all about like, what can you do to stand out? Not for attention, just for expression.
Yeah, creativity, expression, individuality's sake. I love that. Okay, interesting. Speaking of wardrobe, the fashion of it all, we get into Best Friends Forever with a pretty hefty bet, a wardrobe bet. So you just reread this book for the first time in how long? Initial thoughts, reactions, and also like, yeah, how did you feel cracking the spine of Best Friends Forever?
Well, I
What'd you
didn't
think?
crack the spine because I couldn't
Oh.
get the actual book. I got it off my iPad.
Yeah, okay.
So that was interesting. I have to be honest, does it sound really weird and cocky and conceited to go, I loved reading this book? Is that weird
No.
to say? I am so removed from the person that wrote it. I am so detached. Like this was over 10 years ago that I
Yeah.
read it like a stranger. And I was actually quite blown away by it. I laughed out loud a lot of times. And it's really helpful reading this and writing the future one because I'm reminded of just little tiny things that either tell me we're on the right path or remind me of the color of somebody's eyes or what might have informed their future self. It's just, and it's
Totally.
putting me back in the Clique world, and it's making me more playful in future Clique than I would be because I am taking, as I've told you, State of the Reunion. I'm really laboring over it. I mean, I am being a perfectionist. I'm overthinking, truth be told. And I know I worked very hard on these books, but it felt more effortless and fun.
Right.
And I can see that in the pages of this book.
Right.
And I want to remember to bring that to the pages of the future book. So it was really
It's
a
fun.
fun read. I have to
Yeah.
say, it was a fun read.
Right. But did it also give you the reminder of just like when I was writing these first couple books, like you didn't know what you were doing per se. Like, you know, you were just like having fun and it was a great read. Like, isn't that also a takeaway where it's just like, just have fun and like do the thing?
Yes.
Because you've done it before, you know?
Yes, I think, again, we've talked about this, but there were no stakes for this.
Right.
For writing the
Right.
original series, especially writing book 2. There were very low stakes. Again, like there was no expectation for it. I had a full-time job at MTV. I didn't need to succeed in this to pay the bills. It was just a fun little side project. So I was really having a fun time. Now there's expectation. There's something I have to live up to. I am a better author, so my bar is higher. I'm harder on myself. So there's higher stakes. So that's playing
Right.
into it. But yes, it was so much fun writing that. And I remember writing it and laughing out loud when I was writing it. And that's always fun.
And things just came back to you. I'm sure you're like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Forgot
Yeah.
about that. I'm sure.
Yeah. And I remembered where I got the references. Like I remembered me. I'm like, of course I wrote that. And like I could see how I would have written that or where I got that.
At that
Yeah.
time in your life, all of it. I'm sure it's like,
Totally.
it's almost like opening an old journal. It's like, oh yeah, like all of that was going on during those years.
It's a time
Yeah.
capsule for sure.
It's kind of a trip. So I want to talk about the dedication. So you dedicated this book to Cece?
I did. That was my grandmother, she has passed, but at the time she was alive. And she was one of my favorite human beings on planet Earth. She was my step grandmother. I met her when I was 6. She came into my life when I was 6. And she was a fucking baller. She was just an very stylish, very chic, very outspoken. And I came from a world where everyone was, you know, a little more pleasing and trying to, you know, we'd whisper about the things that bothered us in the shadows. But in real life, there was a lot of like pleasantry and kindness, and she did not give a shit what she said. She would call people out all the time, and I just really gravitated to her. We were very close. So that's who I dedicated it to. Yeah.
Was she living during this time, during the publication? Yeah. Okay, so she was still alive. Yeah. So she
read
got to read all of it. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, let's dive into Best Friends Forever. So, as we stated earlier, there's a hefty bet about the wardrobe. Which, again, I just like your brain. It's the most Lisi Harrison thing ever. Like, when in doubt, there's going to be a game. There's going to be a challenge. Like, you love. It's like there is so much like you in Massey Block. Like, it is so there. Where did you get this idea? And like in the initial like drafting of Best Friends Forever, did you know like, oh, we're going to start with the girls coming to a head and being at odds like right out the gate again? How did you sort of map that out in your brain?
So book 1 ended with Massey being unsure if Claire was in or out. So that was the sort of cliffhanger. Where will their relationship go from here? So of course, like, it can't go well or else like the series is over. So this book has to start with, here we go again. Like, their relationship is a living, breathing shitstorm of like 1 minute you're in, 1 minute you're out, 1 minute you're in, 1 minute you're out. So in the first chapter, the tension returns. And again, it was my job, and there was a lot of very careful crafting to, in that first chapter, creating a lot of sympathy for Massey, because she could easily just be seen as this one-dimensional mean girl.
Yeah.
And I never wanted that. And everyone needed to understand why she acted the way she acted. So in the first few pages, Todd, Claire's younger brother, ruins her favorite skirt. She is called out by Claire in front of both families for being a shopaholic and not being able to wear the same outfit twice and having a problem. Seconds after that, Alicia calls her and says, oh, I overheard people talking and saying you're kind of out. And this is all like 1, 2, 3, punch, 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 before the second chapter even begins. So right now you're like, this girl's got some inner turmoil. Like, I feel for her. Like, her whole world is kind of crumbling around her, and she's being called out by this person that she does not respect. So like, how horrible is that? It's like, that was all very intentional to create real drama and tension between them.
Sure. And it also speaks to her character and her immaturity at that time. Like, winning the competition is more important than anything. Massey Block just wants to win, flat out. And like, that is so ingrained in just who she is as a person. So being challenged by Claire, even though it's a thorn in her side, she's like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to win.
Well, and it's beyond just the glory of winning. It's I need to be on top. Like, I'm not safe and secure if I'm not in control and on top. And it is impossible to feel on top all the time. I mean, how many ups and downs do we have in a regular day? Like, just living life on planet Earth. Like, the amount of times we feel great and kicked in an hour is
all the time,
nonstop. And if your main point in living was to never feel that kick and always feel on top, that is a full-time job, and it's exhausting. And that is Massey's work. Yeah,
totally. And also, something that's really interesting about Best Friends Forever, which I remember as a reader at that time being like, ooh, very exciting, is the introduction of the Briarwood boys. The boys have come into the fold, and nothing will ever be the same ever again.
Right.
It's just so wild, because when I reread it, and I remember reading it as an audience member back when it came out, and then rereading it recently. And it's fascinating to me because I remember those feelings so distinctly, and like the insecurity around boys and the nervousness and also the excitement and the danger and the thrill of all of it. I remember it so vividly, but I don't know if I or anyone else, honestly, this is a testament to your skill. I don't know who could tap into it that seemingly effortlessly in my 30s. Like, it's like, I've been dating for 20 years now. I remember it when I'm reading it, But it's like, I don't know if I could write that. I don't know if a lot of people could. It's very, very nuanced and specific. Those, like,
what
all
part?
of those
Just the
feelings.
insecurity feelings, or
All
what are you
of it,
referring
and
to?
like the unknown. And now I'm like, I've got men figured out. They're trash, like, and that's how we all feel now. But when I was there was so much mystery, and like tapping into the mystery surrounding it, when really they're just like gross boys who wear shorts in the winter. And that element of it's funny too, because we do all of this mystique around these men, these boys at that time, and then like they're awkward preteens too. And like, why is he wearing cologne at 12? And why is he only wearing shorts in the winter? Like, so cringy, but it was so real. And like, how were you able to access that? And how were you able to remember that so distinctly to be able to write that? Do you even know how to answer that?
I don't know. I know that I have one of the worst memories on planet Earth, and to know me for 4 seconds is to know that I remember nothing and I remember nobody. But I remember feelings. Like, I will see someone on the street and go, I have no idea who this person is. I can't tell you their name, how I know them, but I have an animal feeling I like them, or I don't trust them, or like some reason I'm like a feeler like that. I remember the feelings of, boys are coming into our world, and I'm very insecure about it. I'm very insecure about what to do around this. Like, and it was more because I had friends who were more advanced, or at least able to pretend they were more advanced than I was. So it wasn't just like I'm insecure. It's I'm measuring myself against other people who are further ahead. What's wrong with me? Why aren't I there? What do I do? What if a boy talks to me? What if a boy tries to kiss me? I don't know what to do. And those feelings I just never forgot. And Massey has those, which I love giving her that, because she's the authority. She's the one that should know everything. And she doesn't. Like, she's kind of young, and she's like book smart, but not street smart in a lot of ways. Like, she can study and she can learn, but she doesn't have a tremendous amount of experience. She's very sheltered. People do everything for her. And also, when you're around boys or just any unknown, you're suddenly vulnerable again. And that is her biggest nightmare, because now she's not in control.
Exactly. But it's really genius on your part. It humanizes her in such a way as a character. To know that that's like her insecurity, which this isn't really a spoiler, but she still has issues with men in her adult life too. And so again, it's one of those interesting things that the more and more that you reread the original series and that I reread the original series, how prevalent that is for her, and how it really is like her inner saboteur is her cluelessness about boys, which I love.
Yeah. I mean, I went to private Hebrew school, as you know. It was co-ed, but we were all so sheltered and goofy. I've told you this before. Like, there was no coolness to any of us. Like, we thought we were the coolest because we were just dorky and funny. I really think we were like probably what theater kids were like. Like, I really see a lot of similarities between like that world and your world. We just were not groomed for like real cool guys. Like, when I went to the public school and there were like regular guys there, it was terrifying.
Right.
Because we were a bunch of goofballs.
Right. You're like, where's your yarmulke? And like, why aren't you in like a Jewish basketball league? Like, not to be so stereotypical, but like,
there is no what Jewish basketball league? Like,
oh
that?
my gosh,
No.
all the Jews in New York play basketball. It's a thing now in the culture.
No,
I don't know
know
what it is.
We didn't have that going on. So it was just this feeling of being incredibly safe and insulated, but also not prepared for the outside world.
Which, it's how much more insulated could you be? It's like you leveled it up even one more level with having them go to an all-girls school. It's like, then it's like, you're so out of your depth. I've been going to school with boys since preschool. I can't imagine going to an all-girls school. And that it's like the mystery is just multiplied by 1,000, because it's like you're not living and breathing and going to school with these guys all the time. So it's like even more heightened.
And one of the challenges of writing a series like The Clique, where it's all about relationships. There's no like linear plot where it's like the hero has to capture this or else the world will be destroyed. Like, that is just very plot driven. There's no real plot driving the overarching theme of this book. It's just what new elements can we throw into the mix to heighten the relationship tensions. And so it's like boys are another ingredient to throw in that stew. Like,
Absolutely.
oh, that just ratchets it up a little bit more. And Claire, I don't know if you remember in this, wants to meet a boy. Claire, ironically, is way more confident. She wants to meet a boy because she said, in Orlando, I went to school with boys.
Absolutely.
It was so much easier. Like, they cut the tension by a lot. They're so much simpler and easier to get along with. I want some boys in my life. I want a boyfriend. And it was just so baller compared to Massey, who's like, I'm just doing this boy-girl party to get social status, not
and some clout,
because I actually want a boy.
Interesting. So the boy-girl party.
Yeah. Bring it.
I have to tell you, my friends and I, one of which I had lunch with 2 days ago, had a boy-girl Halloween party in 7th grade because of Best Friends Forever.
No.
Like, we read, I'm dead serious. We read it and we were like, genius idea, genius excuse for us. Like, we could make it a Halloween party and we could have a boy-girl party because we were so girly like them too. Like, we had Friday night sleepovers. It was all like sleepover life, was everything. And so for us to have a boy-girl Halloween party at my friend Katie's house was like major. And it was also a power move because we were like kind of cutthroat with the guest list. And I think we were influenced by Miss Block. So I love the whole Halloween party of it all because it really leans into Clique fantasy world. Like the fire
the fact
ice,
that Massey had a party planner. She had that I forgot about, and I read it, and I'm like, oh no, you didn't.
No,
this
and like
woman
reading it,
full on.
It feels like a party on Kardashians or something.
Yes.
You know what? Like these lavish, like over the top parties, which like so fun to read, so fun. So you had the whole fire and ice idea. Just genius. Like, where did you come up with this stuff? The devils, the costumes, like really funny. And so what did you think about, like, did you and your friends do slutty Halloween costumes in middle school or high school? Or did that come into the fold with my generation? Because that was huge for us.
It was always there, but I was never and will never be that girl. I will look as hideous as humanly possible on Halloween. We've talked about this.
You literally went as mold.
I went as mold. One year I went as the tanorexic mom and got 4 spray tans in a day and was like a Polaroid, like just getting darker and darker as the night went on until people were like, I cannot look at you for one more second. Like,
stop.
Dude, in college, this one is so embarrassing. I went as a toilet with puke in it. Like, why? And I'm like, why won't anyone talk to me? Like, why?
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. And like, to me, again, like the sexy kitties were just... I was not drawn to that level of non-creativity. Still am not. I'm like, girls, let's mess it up a little bit.
If you're hot, like my friend Danica is like really hot, has a great body, whatever, but she's hilarious and she's not going to just wear a slutty costume for the sake of being slutty. One year she was sexy Bob Ross. Like, beard, afro, but was like in a, with her button down, like cropped and like low-rise jeans and,
That's fantastic.
Dottie Bob Ross, genius. So the girls go as devils.
Yeah.
In their red pleather, and they get in trouble at school with the dress code.
Yes. Everybody's slicing their shirts to try and look like them. And one girl cuts her hand trying to cut her own shirt. And then like that sends a red flag.
Right.
And they all get in trouble. And now there's a dress code because they have violated. And now it becomes a story about a fashion show of who can create the uniform. This is where I was like reading this and I'm like,
hilarious.
Oh, the Halloween party's over. Like we're wrapping up this book. And I was like, oh no, here we go again. It's 2 books in one, really. That fashion show is a whole other extravaganza.
The contest. No, it's crazy. Okay, so let's get into the fashion show of it all because again, you love a contest and a game. You love a contest
and a game.
You love it.
I actually don't. It's just like, how do I create tension and stakes?
It's genius. And
what else am I going to do?
It feels appropriate for that time in life. You feel like you're constantly being like thrown into competitions throughout school. Like, I hated school for that reason. Like, it was like, okay, you're trying out for this team, or you're trying, like, it was nonstop competition. So it really does cater to that age group pretty effortlessly and brilliantly, I must say.
But I hated it. Like at summer camp when there'd be like color wars and stuff, I'd be like sick in the nurse's office. I hated competitions. Me too. Not my vibe.
Me too.
But yeah, it's kind of a device that I needed to use again to create tension in a story about relationship.
Pretty brilliant. So the contest I love, and this is the first time that we see, and again, it's only book 2, and we got quite a ways to go, especially with Revenge of the Wannabes, but this is the first time that the group starts to kind of dissolve a little bit, and they're not this solid thing that they once were. So Alicia, we get the introduction of Olivia Ryan, also lovingly known as Faux Olivia.
Not yet, though, right? That's in the next book. Not
yet, but okay. I can't even call her Olivia. She's Faux Olivia because I think Faux Olivia is so great. But we get the introduction of Olivia, and Alicia kind of goes off and does her own thing for the school uniform contest and the fashion show. So that also resonated for me at that time as a reader because I don't know, it's hard to not feel exploratory to a certain degree. Like, obviously we're not meant to be so confined, and of any of the girls, she's the one that wants to be an alpha the most. Like, she wants it more than Dylan or Kristen, for sure. So it was a very relatable thing to consume at that time, because I remember like trying to have other friends and not even trying to leave my group, but like just diversify my portfolio a little bit.
Yeah, go where the love is.
And it would be a problem. Like, oh, you're out of here now?
Yeah.
And so, so what kind of motivated that decision? I mean, obviously, like, just the fact that she wants to do her own thing. Like, she's kind of like testing the waters and owning her power. Like, what was going on for you?
Yeah, it's the same sort of device as bringing boys into the mix. When you have a clique that is so insular, it functions really well as long as nothing from the outside disrupts the natural order. But now boys are coming in. Olivia comes in, this new hot girl. Olivia comes in, and that disrupts. It just all threatens the cohesion of Massey's perfect little group. And so it's just different ways to poke holes in that and cause tension and hemorrhaging from the group.
It's brilliant. And also, not for nothing, Olivia and Alicia are probably arguably the least scared of the boys. Alicia is all about it. She's ready to go. Yeah. She's like guns a-blazing and ready to go. Again, like, really fun thinking about the new book. And
I know. I'm writing her chapter. I'm at the end of one of her chapters right now, and it's pretty trippy.
I love her so much.
You know what's so funny, though? I've always heard that people your age now are like assuming that Layne is going to be a lesbian, and Layne is a lesbian. And I was like always saying, why does everybody assume that? And
and then
when I was rereading this book, I can tell you that when writing it, I was not thinking that Layne was a lesbian at all. And reading it now, I can see why people thought that. And it was really funny because when Claire and Layne were talking about the boy-girl party, Layne was just constantly like dissuading Claire from having boys. Like, why would you do that? It ruins everything. You can't expect someone else to make you happy. Like, just pulling out all the lectures and stops for wanting Claire to not have boys. And then Layne finds a boy at the party, this guy Eli, who she dresses up as a woman for the fashion show. And I was like, well, okay, I kind of see it.
She puts a boy in drag, like our queer icon. Like, it's so funny and so good. No, I remember reading that recently and being like, oh, wow, okay. Not Layne putting people in drag.
Like, why would anybody think I thought she was queer? I don't know. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, other than in my mind, Layne was just so open and not self-aware and not self-conscious. And just what I loved about writing her more than anyone was just her fearlessness and openness. Why wouldn't she put this guy in drag? Like, it would be more compelling.
Yeah. Well, she's extremely, I mean, just her whole nature is just extremely fluid. And so I think fluidity now in 2026 can be like so easily convoluted into like sexual fluidity.
Right.
So I think that's also part of it.
Yeah. Again, there is like a level of such intense sophistication with these girls, but also such intense naivete and ignorance because they're young and they're sheltered, but they function, they have all of the spoils of an adult, but they have the minds of 12-year-olds.
And you know what's interesting about that is as a young reader, their naivete and their inexperience and all that stuff didn't read that way at all, of course.
Right.
Like, I just thought they were like so aspirational, so grown up. And now I read it as a 32-year-old almost. And I'm like, oh my God, these babies that don't know what they're doing. I love it so much. And
it's crazy.
It's pretty brilliant the way that you balanced it to make it realistic enough. Like, they're still kids, but elevating them to such a degree and like living in this adult world where they're wearing designer clothes and, you know, hiring party planners and things like that. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I compiled something called the NFL, which I want to run by you. I'm calling it the no-fly list, NFL. And I could not help but flagging things in this book that would not fly today. And I wanted to just discuss them really quickly to see if you think they would or would not fly today. And I cannot believe how sharp they sound on my ears right now, whether it's because of the culture has shifted so much and editors and the things that editors are flagging has shifted so much. I mean, this is all stuff that made it in the book. It made it past editors. It made it past publishers. It made it past, you know, booksellers. And now I hear it. It sounds like needles in my ears. So,
oh my God.
Like this, I could not have said. So I'm just going to run through my NFL list. No flies. When the girls were on the pumpkin picking trip and the teacher was coming over to Massey to give them shit about something, Massey just said to the girls, "Pretend you're deaf." And again, I know I would not be allowed to say pretend you're deaf at all. Like I've been but corrected for saying like blinding light, which again, I should never have said. It's terribly cliche and that's just bad writing. But an editor was like, you can't say blinding light. Like that's offensive to blind people. So I could never say now pretend you're deaf.
Pretend you're deaf. No. Oh my God. But again, that's what's funny about it. And this is where like I think it works. It's like, yeah, but a 12-year-old would say that and like not realize it was offensive. Like for sure.
For sure.
They don't have they're not there yet. Like, I totally see how that happens. So it, like, works for me in a way because they're young, but no, like, it would not get past a sensitivity reader or a publisher or an editor.
All.
Ever.
But that, slight digression, this is an issue I have with this over-editing because exactly what you said. This is what kids would say. I think one of the things that people liked about this series was they saw themselves in it. Even though they weren't rich and all mean and all that, they saw the like goofiness of a friend group and the jokes and the interactions. Mm-hmm. And if you strip that away and make it completely sanitized, you're suddenly like not relating to it, or you're thinking, what's wrong with me? Because I have a much darker sense of humor than these people I'm reading about. Like, am I a monster? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there is something to be said about reflecting reality, just, you know, teaching why it's wrong. Next. Oh, Alicia said, why don't we make it a be yourself party when talking about the theme? And Kristen said, does that mean you're going as a bitch or a slut? Owie, those words.
So
today.
Mean.
Yeah, like bitch and slut sound really harsh to me today.
Yeah, I don't think slut, like I just don't think the kids are saying that anymore. I don't know what they're saying. Maybe they are, but I don't think
Well, because
they
also
are.
There's no shame in being sexual anymore. It's like applauded.
No,
like then it was shame. It was a bad
word. There's a
word.
whole term called slut shaming.
Slut shaming.
Don't you dare slut shame anybody. Yeah, let people be sexually liberated.
Right, and bitch is sort of a badge of honor. Like, I'm a badass bitch. Like,
yeah, totally. The language has changed.
Different. Is changed. Okay, do you think this would be on the no-fly list? There was an overweight kid at a candy store reading Dr. Atkins's New Diet Revolution book.
It would so not fly. However, this is what I love about this series because that is so crazy, Atkins diet. I was talking to my mom about this morning, and we actually just talked to Leanne about it too, Leanne Healy, on our last recording. And I was telling my mom how prevalent diet culture was in the 2000s. And I was like going to the grocery store and buying a bunch of healthy stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like, I think I will never go on a diet because you were on a different diet every 3 weeks my entire youth.
Sure.
Like, it was constant. And Atkins was like the one. My mom was obsessed with Atkins. It speaks to the time.
Yes, it does, for sure.
Absolutely.
But now, no. Do you remember the Olestra chips? Like, they were chips made with this oil called Olestra that was supposed to be non-fattening, but it gave everybody abdominal, like, pain and diarrhea. Oh, you must have missed that. It was hilarious. Anyway, okay, moving on. This just wouldn't fly because of the economy. Claire was given $3 by her father to go buy candy. $3 is not buying you a freaking
like, what
piece
can
of
that
bazooka.
get you now?
Nothing. Tax on your candy. Next, some of the wait staff at the Fire and Ice party, the waiters were dressed in red unitards, dressed as Satan's helpers. And this is one of those things where I laughed out loud, picturing a bunch of cater waiters in red unitards. But I don't think it would fly because I don't think we can say Satan. Like, I just got edited for Graveyard Girls because I used the word hell, which I don't think this was a good edit, but I used hell and she was like, I think you should change it to Hades. Hell's a little harsh. And I'm like, is it?
Is it?
I don't think so. I think that would fly.
So
I think this would fly.
Like, I think it would fly too. And it's actually a hilarious visual. So, again, in service of the story and the comedy. So who cares?
Yeah. These next two I do not think would fly. This next one will not fly, but I'm going to say it.
So scared.
Quote, Claire knew her social life had reached an all-time low as she strolled across the lawn with her brother's midgety friend.
Tiny Nathan?
Tiny Nathan. Midgety friend. No fly.
No. The word is out.
That's a hard no. Okay,
Would
and the last
never.
one in the no-fly zone would be, I think this is a no-fly. I love this. Todd stole Massey's first kiss. Todd, Claire's younger brother, kissed Massey, no consent, and claimed her first kiss. Because it is a non-consensual kiss, do you think it would fly?
It would fly for me. Because again, in service of story, relationships, characters, it's not, and it's just like a peck on the lip. I mean, it's not so severe. I don't think it would fly with sensitivity readers, editors, publishers. Like, it would fly with me, but I don't think it would fly like in the publishing world in 2026. No,
that would be
for
something
middle
I'd
schoolers.
push back on. I would push back hard on that, just so you know, readers.
Totally, but it would not. No, I don't think that would fly.
It would be
if
flagged.
If you were writing this book today, that would be flagged. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So annoying.
Okay, so that's my no-fly list for Best Friends.
Wow, really fun. And also, I don't know if their Halloween costumes and all of that would fly, quite frankly. Like that, like
definitely not.
Probably not. Like the fact that they dressed up as slutty devils for Halloween and then got dressed and then the dress code was affected. Again, I love it in service of story, but I don't know if.
But maybe it would because they got in trouble. Like there was
maybe because there were consequences. Yes.
Yes. Maybe.
Yes. Which, by the way, the funniest shit ever. If I wrote anything about middle schoolers, I would include this because it is a vivid memory when I was in middle school and high school. If you got dress coded, which almost everyone would get dress coded on Halloween, they would make you go to your locker, your PE locker, and put on your PE clothes, either under or over your costume that you got dress coded for, or you would get sent home for the day. So I just have the visual of a girl like dressed as a slutty police officer in 8th grade with like long PE shorts under her skirt, like hanging out.
It's kind of genius.
Hilarious. Like when I think of Halloween in middle school and high school, I just think of everyone's ugly PE clothes with their slutty costume. They were pretty strict about it. Like you had to have 3 fingers for your like strap. You couldn't wear spaghetti straps. Your skirt had to be as long as your middle finger on like hanging down by your legs. Yeah. Totally. Oh my God. Anything else you want to touch on? Like any just like fun memories?
I do have a list of things that I pulled that I can tell you what the inspirations were from
Tell me.
my life, but I don't know if that's interesting.
I'm looking at this now though, and there are some on here that I have had questions about, weird things that jumped out at me in this reread. Okay. Layne eating popcorn and mustard. What the hell is that about?
It's about my favorite snack food of all time. That's what it's about. That's my thing.
Break down
Golden's,
the snack.
golden spicy brown mustard, and popcorn. I will not go to a movie theater without bringing my own in a Tupperware, my own mustard.
You
the
dip?
Every individual pieces dip. Yeah.
Wow.
Gave that one to Layne.
Because it's
my
weird
favorite
as
snack.
hell.
It's not. It's so good. Try it.
Who
I've turned
introduced
people
that
onto
snack
it.
to you?
Nobody. When we used to go to Florida as a family when I was in middle school, and we'd go to movies, and it was so cool because we were in the United States movie theaters and they had better treats than the Canadian ones. And I'd always get the pretzels with the cheese sauce and mustard. And then I'd also, sometimes my popcorn would fall into the cheese sauce or the mustard.
Wait.
And there it was.
There it was, the new
There
snack
it
of the century.
was.
What I brought this up earlier, but Cam and the Drakkar Noir.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
the way that I like bought that cologne for like my middle school and high school boyfriends because I wanted them to smell like Cam Fisher. I'm not kidding. It's so embarrassing.
Well,
It
what's
actually
really
smells
embarrassing,
good.
it smells so good. My first love, first everything in high school wore Drakkar Noir. And so I associate that smell with like being hopelessly in love.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Cam is going to be giving off that smell. Nailed it.
Totally. Oh my
Yeah.
God. My high school boyfriend had such a distinct smell. Like I can imagine it right now. Like I literally remember.
It's a good smell. It's a good smell. I've smelled a lot of the colognes that have come out since because I have a house of teenage boys and I would kill for them to wear Drakkar Noir. Like, I don't even know what's it's freaking stop, drop, and roll in here. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Okay, this was very of this time, but some of the fashion mentioned, so Massey wearing a tie as a belt.
Yeah.
Which is so funny to me because what I think of when I think of that is like Avril Lavigne, like early 2000s Avril Lavigne was doing stuff like that. Like, and it's so funny because again, like it speaks to her creativity and the playfulness that she has with clothes because when I think of Massey, I think like very feminine. I think ruffles, I think Chanel, I think pleats, I think rich textures and colors. And for her to wear a tie as a belt, it like seems like alternative. For her.
That's so funny. It makes so much sense to me. I feel like she wears all those things you said, but there has to be one pop of whimsy in a sort of catch me if you can sort of way. Like, I'm a leader. You will never come up with what I've come up with. I will always be one step ahead of you. And the second you start using ties as belts, I'm out. I'm going to find something else. Like, you have to keep up with me and you will never be able to. And so throwing those, like, yes, she can wear Chanel all day long, but everyone can wear Chanel all day long, assuming you can afford it. It's there. Right. But if she's bringing her own expression to it, it's entirely her own and no one can replicate it. Principal Burns.
Yes. Stop with Principal Burns.
That was real. Principal Burns eating orange peels out of the trash can was very much my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Burns, who would pick through the trash cans and take our orange peels out and eat them because they were full of like antioxidants or something. That stuck with me for decades.
Okay, well, something that stuck with me is trying on clothes and tilting the mirror so you could see the outfit the way that other people did, because I started doing that after reading this book, like the way that like we were all so influenced. You were the original influencer. Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy
because at that age that would have never ever once occurred to me to do. Like, how in the world did you come up with that? Like, where did that come from?
It's literally how I look at myself in the mirror Still, it's just that my sister, shout out Carly, will say the same thing. She's like, you always tilt your head. And so in being accused of that, I would have to be like, well, why do I do that? And I'm like, well, I think it just gives me a perspective of like someone else looking at me. Yeah. So it's just like doing these weird behaviors, but then taking it one step further and going like, why do I do that? And then putting it in your little black notebook and then using it when you need a description. Like, that's literally how the game is played. This was one of my proudest moments when in the book, Massey tells Liz the meaning of life. Like, Massey's like, I have the meaning of life for you. Liz is the one who's trying to like throw a boy-girl party first. And Massey's like,
big mistake.
She goes, I'm having a boy-girl party. That's life. Like, and when I read it, I flashed back to where that came from, which was me at a high school party. We were in Canada drinking Labatt's Blue, of course, and ran out of beer. And I tried to get a beer from one of the guys, and he's like, I'll give you this beer if you can tell me the meaning of life. Like, he was just being, I don't know, impossible. And I grabbed the beer out of his hand, took a long drink, and was like, that's life. And It was like, what in God's name?
Yeah.
And that's where that came from. Labatt's
my
Blue.
God.
Labrat's
That's
Blue.
the meaning of life.
You know, these earlier books are really much easier to write than the later ones because you have a whole lifetime of references. It's kind of like, you know, that whole like songwriter when they write their first album, it's so prolific and beautiful, like wonderful.
Yeah.
And then they, like the sophomore album is so much harder to write because they've used all their best material in the first one.
But then often I find that the sophomore album is always stronger because they have to push
deeper.
and like really dig deep and go crazy. Like I can think of so many sophomore albums that I think are just like incredible records that are far better than the first ones. Even not, you know, Adele 21, obviously.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
that
it's true. Your first
Huh.
ideas are not your best ideas, that's for sure.
Right.
But you just have all these references. I had a lifetime of references, and now I guess I do, but I'm not paying attention as much as I used to. I don't have that luxury. I got other things going on.
Right.
I'm not just cruising New York City and like journaling. I have to fight harder to get references, but it does make the references more creative.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you had so much fun reading this. Like, I was nervous that you were going to rip yourself apart. I'm like, please just
No,
have fun and enjoy it like the rest of us.
I actually did on this one, much more than the first one. I enjoyed this one a lot.
I mean, they're all great, but the first couple, like a lot of people say that Pretty Committee Strikes Back is their favorite.
Yeah.
Like, that one's a really fun read, too.
I can't wait to read it and find out why.
I can't wait. Yeah, they're all, no, I know, because you can't even remember. It's like they all blur together. It's been so many years. I totally understand that, but I'm so glad that you had fun reading it because, like, the first one is great. It's world building, it's establishing characters, and this one's like, all right, we're cooking with gas a little bit. Like, now we've got a party, we've got a like fashion show competition, and then dun dun dun, the cheating at the end.
Oh yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
The
just the fact that Massey
nail polish
that was
on
it.
the thimble.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. Like,
Genius.
girl, she's got it going on.
She's the best. Oh, we all want to be here forever. And like the fact that they voted with thimbles, like what? It's brilliant.
They had a in-house woman who was like in charge of the fashion department at OCD. Like they've already learned to sew and I mean
Project Runway. Like,
for
oh my
sure,
God.
but it also like that helped me justify Massey's current life choices. I'm like, oh, the foundation was there from the get.
Right. And then
right?
and then in Revenge of the Wannabes, like she really comes down on Alicia from the top rope. And we'll get into that on the next one, but it gets rough. It like really starts to get rough over there. Oh my God.
I can't wait to read it.
I love it.
I can't wait to pay for it. Can't wait to buy my own book yet again.
I've had to buy all of them too because
oh my God,
like gave them all away when I moved. Like I grew up and I moved and I gave them all away. Like I took them to Goodwill or something, and now I am right there with you, ordering them all on Amazon. I do have my first Clique book, obviously, that is signed by you, but the other ones I've had to order. Okay, should we do our Ask a GLU?
Let's do it.
So every week we do a segment on the show called Ask a GLU. GLU stands for Girls Like Us. And the girls like us send in their questions. We try to help them solve all of their problems. And if you have any questions for us and you want to kind of sort things out, please send your submissions to thestateofthereunion@gmail.com and we will try to solve your quandaries. So this is this week's submission. Hi, I've loved writing since I was young, starting with short stories and poetry. But your books made me fall in love with it even more. Now I've written my first ever novel. Congratulations. That's huge. I would love any advice or guidance on how to navigate the publishing process. Thank you for your time and for inspiring my writing journey.
Oh, Bree.
Lisi.
Curl up in my bosom, Bree. Let's just rock. Rock back and forth. I get this question a lot, and the answer changes because the publishing world is so different now than it was. Obviously, there is self-publishing, which is a great modality for many, many people find a lot of success that way. I don't know much about it, though I am researching, so I can't really guide you on that. What I can say is if you want to go the traditional publishing route, finding an agent is the best way to start. How do I do that? One thing to do is look in books that already have been published that are in the same genre as yours, that are comparable to what you are writing. In the acknowledgement sections in the back, authors often thank their agents. You will start getting a list of agents that represent the type of writer that is. You will also see in there the publishers who published it. So start compiling a list of agents and publishers that represent your field. And then start querying. There's a million ways, like YouTube videos, Writer's Digest online has a ton of resources. It's so much easier now because you can just pull up a video and it will tell you how to write a query letter. It will tell you how to submit. It's just a lot of, submitting, querying, waiting, praying over and over again. But there are ways. I would build a platform in the meantime, social media platform, get out there, get your name out there. And in the meantime, I would also research self-publishing because that way you'll feel a little more empowered. There's nothing worse than just putting your hard work out there and waiting and knowing that it's in someone else's hands. And if you can simultaneously consider self-publishing, then you will feel like you have a little more control and more options.
That's incredible advice. I have truly nothing to add because this entire process going through the new book with you in terms of like navigating the publishing world has been remarkably eye-opening.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, without going into too many details, but it's a whole other world. And so I think your advice to just do as much research as possible and to try to learn how to navigate that world as efficiently as possible is the best advice you can get. I mean, I don't know what more you could even say.
Yeah. I mean, there are just so many podcasts out now and so many things like about this topic that just immerse yourself, educate yourself.
The information is
really
so
great
accessible.
Yeah. It's a good time to be figuring this out.
Totally.
There aren't as many like gatekeepers as there were back in the day. Like, there are other ways to do it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Let's do our State of the Union for the week. This is our current State of the Union, inspired obviously by Massey Block in the Clique books. Lisi gives her in and out. I give my in and out. And then we come up with a collective for what we just talked about overall. So, Lisi, go ahead. What's your in and out this week, current State of the Union?
Well, in this Best Friends Forever, Massey suggested that there should be shopping carts at malls so that you don't have to carry all your bags around. And when I read that, I actually thought it was quite brilliant because if we could all be pushing carts around the malls, I mean, carrying the bag sucks. There was a mall back in the day called Yorkdale, shout out. It's not that way anymore, but they used to have lockers in the mall, which was freaking genius. So you just get put a quarter in, get the key, and you can stash all your bags in and then go back and get more. Since that's not a thing, I'm going with Massey Block on this and saying in, add carts, and out is add to cart because we won't need to shop online if we have carts in the malls. It'll be a lot easier to navigate.
I think that's again, the way that things have changed, like mall culture was so huge back then. And like now, what's a mall? They're a dying thing. It's so sad. They're going extinct before our eyes because everyone just shops
but I
online.
love, like, to just be able to touch things and...
I know. You like to shop, though. You like to go in.
Yes and no. It's got to be a very specific. There's got to be a lot of things that align for me to do that. It's a whole other digression for another time. We should discuss it because it is fun shopping discussions. But I do like to touch things and
you want to
I
see
make
it
a lot
in real
less
life.
mistakes.
Yeah,
it's relaxing.
Okay.
It's like going to a museum. Anyway.
Interesting. Okay. Well, my in and out is inspired by Best Friends Forever. My in is boy-girl parties, and my out is boys club. Hate.
Yes.
I know exactly, even though I don't really know what that term means, I do know what it means. But there's nothing I hate more actually in this world than like boys club energy. I'm listening to Barbara Streisand's memoir on audiobook right now. Highly recommend.
Oh my God, yes.
Incredible.
Does she narrate it?
Good. Yes. And she plays
done.
so many clips and recordings of her singing. And, and it's crazy because she really blew up in the 60s was when she got famous and won Oscars and like all these, got super famous. The way that these boys clubs operated in Hollywood and everything, it was just like, ugh. And also, I've talked about this on the show a million times, but even when you go to a boy-girl party, which every party I go to now is mostly a boy-girl party, let's be real. The men are all on one side of the room and the women are all on the other side of the room, and I hate it. Like I hate it. I want actual boy-girl parties where everyone is intermingled. I don't want all the boys like over talking shit in the corner, doing boys club things that I'm not allowed to attend. I don't like it. So in boy-girl parties, out boys club.
Love it.
And our collective for this week is in Revenge of the
Wannabes. Out. Best Friends Forever. We're moving on, people. Keep
it was
up.
fun while it lasted, but now we are moving on. And a lot happens in Revenge of the Wannabes. So
I can't wait to pay for it.
I can't
wait to buy it. Can't wait to buy it.
I can't wait. So be sure to come back for our next book club where we will be discussing Revenge of the Wannabes. And we're going to do the whole series, you guys. Like, we're just getting started. Yeah. It's so fun. I love it so much. I love it.
I love you so much. And thank you for wearing blue. I can't wait to see what your next outfit is going to be.
I mean, it's got to be like brilliant. Pink and green, which again, so Y2K, the pink and lime green. My childhood bedroom was pink and lime green.
Oh,
it was a lot.
My. Yeah.
It was very like limited to threw up like on the walls for sure. That was so fun. I can't wait to discuss Revenge of the Wannabes next, but what a treat. What a good book.
Treat. Thank you. And thank you all for reading this. Again, if you have any issues, questions, concerns, please, please, please send them to stateofthereunion@gmail.com.
thestateofthereunion@gmail.com.
Fuck. I'll get it right eventually.
Okay.
thestateofthereunion@gmail.com.
Yes.
See? Memory. Not good.
There you go. Thank you so much for listening to our show. EhMaGawd, I'm Ellen Marlowe.
Lisi Harrison.
We need to thank our producers, Isabella Betcher and Krista McLaughlin, and our graphics goddess, Bella Tamayo. If you haven't seen, she does these great graphics for our Instagram of our current State of the Union. So be sure to go check out our Instagram, EhMaGawd Podcast. We're also on TikTok. We're also on YouTube. You can access this podcast anywhere that you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Substack. And also, if you love all things the Clique series, please go subscribe to our Substack. There is way more Clique-centric fun over there, and we just have a ball with our GLUs. So be sure to check that out.
Vote for us for Golden Globes in 2027.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for listening to our show. Love you guys, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye. See you next Tuesday. Love you madly.
Love you.